Dude, Megaphonics.
I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, prenoon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is our broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. I condemn Hasanabi. He made the offliners watch CNN for an hour. Okay. Did CNN bump you? I'll tell you all about it in a second, though. This is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news, about what's going on in the world of Hassan, Hasanabi, Piker, in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and press the start streaming button. So help me God, that is what I'ma do. I ended the broadcast last night a little bit earlier, and the reason for why I ended the broadcast earlier is because I was supposed to do two back-to-back interviews. One with CNN with Caitlin Collins and another with the Podjons. And the Caitlin Collins one was also going to be about the CBP detention. Right. Problem is, there was a little bit of a miscommunication where the producer, I guess, like followed up with a text message after I had already confirmed that I would be on. Basically, it's a little bit of a he said, she said situation, but there was an understandable miscommunication. She asked like if I live stream every day at the time, and I was like, yes. And she was like, are you able to end your live stream at 9:40 p.m. Eastern for this interview? We can't be live streamed, unfortunately. This would be a great opportunity for you to come on tonight. And I said, sure. And then she said, great. If I sent you a link around that time, would that work? And I didn't see that text message because I was live streaming. And by the time it was 6:40 and I hit her up, like, what's happening? She did not respond. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. But then today she apologized, said, we hadn't heard from you. Since we hadn't heard from you, we didn't think this was happening. Let's stay in touch and make something work soon. So it's a little bit my fault because like she asked for a follow-up, but I feel like I had already said yes. Anyway, but yeah, I did the Podjon interview as well. Trump regime detains and questions Hassan Piker over political views and commentary was the Podjon's coverage on it. That is a conversation that took place last night. You were on CBS News Chicago. Nice. What else did I do? Absolutely nothing. Went to bed. Watched Andor, went to bed. Second season is like, I'm a little hot and a little cold on it, I'll tell you. Second season of Andor, sometimes it's like fun, sometimes it's cool and fun, and then other times there's like pacing issues in my opinion. But it's just the beginning of the second season, so maybe it'll get more interesting down the line. Pacing issues, that's TikTok brain talking. Oh, what I was gonna say is I've already lost 1 pound. So it leads me to believe that now that I'm down to 239, it leads me to believe that the 240 number that I saw on my scale yesterday when I finally came back was, as a matter of fact, simply water weight. I think it's just water weight. So I'll probably burn through that again. And my goal is to, in a couple months, get back to like sub 230, hopefully in a month. But I'm going to do body fascism. You already know. You did this? Yeah, I played a role in this Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Shadows delivered the second highest day one sales in revenue and franchise history behind Valhalla. It also set day one Ubisoft performance record on PSN. The company expects to contribute strongly to its fiscal year 2025-2026. But I don't understand. Grum said it sucked. So I'm just like kind of confused what that's about. Also, this is pretty funny. Stock 2000 crashing out over mainstream news outlets not falling for his months of harassment and smear campaigns. Why do MSM outlets keep asking us not about the manosphere? He's mentally weak as fuck and whines about 100 different things a day on his broadcast. Young men see those emotional outbursts from his incredibly privileged guy and move right along to watching someone like Aiden Ross or ASMONGOLD. Okay, bud. Hilarious cope. I know. Yeah, I'm pushing the young men to the right by being mentally weak. The laughing emoji called you soy is over. Yeah, we've heard, ever since I heard what he sounds like, it's so funny. I just like, to me, it does not matter. I mean, it didn't matter, but it super does not matter since I know what kind of life this person leads.
I like Ethan. I think Ethan, out of all the streamers that I cover, is the one I like the most. Because I don't fucking laugh when I watch a stream. I don't laugh at streamers. No one's funny. I'm trying to think where I laugh. If I laugh, it's because they're like some funny video came up. Ethan Klein, when I watch him, he has a bunch of good ones. Even in his fucking content, his old content, he's pretty funny, right? He's talented at making videos, right? So at least he has something to back up, over other streamers. And he does good ones. I don't know. I think he's funny. I don't think he's an amazing human being or anything. I'm not like, sucking him off. But like out of all the streamers I cover, I would say I'm probably the most quote unquote, since people want to say, who are you a fan of? Probably Ethan Klein, yeah. But I'm not a fan of any human besides Russell Westbrook talking about. But yo, DGG. Do you guys like that Ethan Klein is suing a random person from Reddit? Yes or no? It's not the Snark mods and it's not Bad Empanada. Are we cool with that? Yeah, he's not random. Sorry, that is a stretch. This guy has been targeting Ethan. Yes, Ethan's not suing any. Okay, let me make that more clear because I do like Ethan. I think Ethan's funny. Ethan, I'm a fan. Ethan, I'm not a fan of you, but like, if I had to pick a fan of all the streamers that I'm not a fan of any streamer. But if I'm a fan of a streamer, it's definitely Ethan over HASAN, Destiny, ASMONGOLD, XQC, etc. Whoever else I cover. Yeah. You target his kids, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you target, like, here's how I view that. Like, imagine if Hassan Piker had kids.
I am going to have Jeremy Scahill on the broadcast later. We're going to be talking about interviewing Hamas and interviewing not just Hamas, but also the Houthis as well. And what those kinds of interviews have contributed to. And also, I'm going to ask him his perspective on the Trump Middle Eastern tour, of course. Drummer from band in Austin removed from plane and detained by U.S. Customs. Wait, what the hell? Yamal Saeed, the drummer of the Austin, Texas-based rock band Lord Buffalo, was forcibly removed from a plane and detained by U.S. Customs and Border Patrol Monday while en route to the band's European tour. We are heartbroken to announce that we have to cancel our upcoming European tour, the band wrote. Our drummer, Yamal Saeed, who is a Mexican citizen and a lawful permanent resident of the United States green card holder, was forcibly removed from our flight to Europe by Customs and Border Patrol. He has not yet been released, and we have been unable to contact him. What the fuck is happening? If you are a legal permanent resident right now in the United States of America, the government is very actively just saying, like, you have no rights. One of the things that the American government is doing right now is basically saying we are creating a process where citizens and non-citizens, like non-citizens as in even legal permanent residents with green cards and whatnot, are actually considered second class. And I need people to understand that this is exactly what Nazi Germany did as well. Okay, removing the citizenship status of Jews and other groups, other minority groups that they wanted to eradicate is how it began. Like, within the legal structure, they utilized statelessness as a mechanism to justify apprehension, detention, and also execution. This is how it works. And it is frustrating that a lot of people are refusing to see that. What is AOC waiting for? I don't know. I don't know what AOC is waiting for as far as like endorsing Zoran. Because there's some good news that have come out of the latest polling in New York. Best case scenario is that this is the result of all the start of the TV advertising and that even more ground can be made up just through positive advertising and increasing name recognition. Now, if only there were two internationally famous politicians who could help with that. The gap is narrowing, with Zoran finally arriving at 40%. On the first round, Cuomo's at 44%. With the highest name recognition, obviously, and Zoran is at 22%. And he just keeps picking up over and over again with ranked choice, getting all the way to a 60-40 slant. This is a major improvement from previous polls that were conducted. It is very difficult for Zoran to win this race, but it is not impossible. And I wish that AOC and Bernie Sanders would, because this is maximum impact zone at this point. I wish they would use the maximum impact that they have right now to actually put their weight behind this guy. Like, I don't know why they're not doing it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Even Jamal Bowman endorsed him. I mean, that makes sense. Jamal Bowman endorsing him makes total sense. I mean, he's aligned in values and also is not like a part of the party machine at this moment because he's no longer an active sitting representative. But I don't understand why like AOC would not do a singular endorsement for Zoran, not even for Brad. I know it's ranked choice, and therefore a lot of people are like, I endorse both. Like, I think Brad is also progressive, which he is, but Zoran is significantly more progressive. Zoran should promise to bring the Dodgers back to Brooklyn to get Bernie's nod. Guys, okay, I know Grok is bricked and constantly talking about fucking white genocide because Elon most likely manually added white genocide as a prompt into Grok, and now it's broken. I know. I don't care. AI sucks. Please. It's like not that significant right now. We'll get to it. Oh my fucking God. The things that you guys care about sometimes, it actually wants, it actually caused me to want to stop streaming for a little bit. Holy fuck. I know, dude. I know. Elon Musk loves fucking Grok, and he loves lying and using Grok, and he is trying to get people to believe that white genocide is happening, and it's very obvious. Do you hate Grok? Yes, I do. Even though Grok is almost always on my side because it's still, as it stands, without Elon Musk's input and feedback, is still very much relying on readily available information and is not like actively lying, even though it does have the capacity to hallucinate. By the nature of the data it relies on, LLMs are very bad at intentionally being misinforming. Yeah. Anyway, ASMONGOLD struggles to wrap his mind around a chatter's foreign policy analysis vis-a-vis Israel, Trump, and Iran before surreptitiously picking his nose and eating it.
Leydon Alexander is now 21. Hamas cap.
Israel wants to have the U.S. start a war with Iran, and Trump doesn't want to have to deal with that. That's why he's trying to stay away from Israel. Yeah. That could be true. Maybe.
Captured him when he was 19, October 7th, 2023, of course. Now, all of this has some wider ramifications with regard to negotiations in the Middle East. Again, Steve Witkoff continues to say ridiculous things publicly. So Steve Witkoff...
But he's crashing out about this. He is not happy at all.
Yeah, based. Bro, you missed the part where he ate his booger? Where? I didn't see him. Oh, he did right here. Okay, I don't care. Okay. I love people who are like, whenever I make fun of Asmongold or whatever, people will be like, ad hominem attacks against Asmongold, who is a brilliant political mind. Hey, Hassanzi, did you really say a bunch of inflammatory shit on the internet and then get shocked Pikachu face when consequences popped up? I don't know if you know this, but the consequences that you're talking about are unlawful. Like, that's kind of the whole point of all of the news coverage surrounding the incident that took place with Customs and Border Patrol. That's not how things work in the United States of America. Maybe you should move to Israel if you like it so much, where you can get detained for whatever you say about Israel that the government decides is not appropriate. But in the United States of America, that's not, at least for now, that's not how things work. You know? I know that makes you very sad, where you're like, oh, I wish the government could fucking unlawfully detain and arrest and deport American citizens for exercising their First Amendment constitutionally protected speech. What's also really stupid is that once that goes away, it goes away for you as well. I know you don't have the capacity to think that far ahead or think at all. But this is not just a threat for me. This is a threat for you as well. Hopefully you wake up to that, though. I'm worried about you even talking about interviewing Hamas or the Houthis. No, dude. That's and even if I were to personally interview Hamas or the fucking Houthis, there's nothing the fucking government can do about that. That is insane. Don't be ridiculous. I am not from USA lol, but interacting with terrorists? Okay, well then see yourself out of this conversation. When people LARP as American hogs, I have no time for that. You know, if you're not an American, I don't have to hear from you. I'm sorry. Your opinion is worth less to me than you could ever comprehend. We already have enough right-wing dumb fucks in this country that we have to deal with that are actively advocating to take away their own rights because they think that this will never backfire on them. Right? I don't have to entertain foreigners that are also advocating against Americans' best interests here. You could just enjoy the show quietly. Is there going to be a part 2 of reacting to the context puke? Yes, there will be. Oh my God, this guy always comes in to demand, or is this the same? Yeah, this guy comes in and asks this like, yes, as I told you yesterday, I will repeat again. Yes, I'm going to finish the context puke. Do not worry. No, we aren't done. There's 40 extra minutes on it. And I said I was going to finish it, and I'm going to continue the fundraiser when I do finish it. I will burn through it faster. I will burn through it faster this time around. It's not going to be 12 hours or anything like that. What treasured memory have you lost recognizing this chatter? Who knows?